All right, Reaction Day, version 4.2, Masquerade of the Guilty trailer. Let's watch it.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale.
Oh, Phantom of the Opera. Brum, bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Only takes one note to hear that. That's exciting. Organ music, loud, powerful. Rum, rum, ba, 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 ba-dum. Ba, 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 ba. In sleep she sang to me a dream tonight. That voice. Anyway.
The Hydro Archon to be punished via the death sentence.
To whom the bell tolls. Kung. That is the death bell. Interesting. Interesting use of organ. Organ is so funny because organ, I mean, it's not like I'm well versed in organ music, but there is something so powerful about organ. I think if you think about it, the organ is such a liturgical instrument. We really hear it. Well, you used to hear it in the silent movie days. You used to hear it there a lot. It would be played as the accompaniment to what was happening on the screen. So you would hear it in that environment. But honestly, generally, almost exclusively, the organ is for the church. And it's kind of interesting how, when we look at Fontaine, we think of the opera house, and we view that sort of as a place of reverence, a place of a church-like place, and that makes sense. But also, it makes sense in this context because, I think she's being put to death, which, surprise, that caught me off guard. But that music is then obviously leading that idea of like, well, you're going to be sentenced to death and so on and so forth. So that's interesting.
You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea.
Everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape. As the water levels rose, they suddenly disappeared.
Gorgeous. So that's like this revisited Fontaine theme. We're using a viola or a cello there, which is much more plaintive and human and sad and somber, and extremely effective at highlighting the sad quality that we're hearing of text over top.
Shouldn't gods be all powerful?
The
What's
accordion
done
there.
is done. Just trust in me, your Archon. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. The show begins! Shower me with praise! Let my name echo in song! What's the news?
Oh my God, Charlotte's team is actually really happy and buoyant. That's so interesting. Hold on, I just want to rewind really quickly. That is so lovely and pleasant. What a nice segue too.
Trust in me, your Archon. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not.
I like that because we're not leading on that heavy EDM sound that we sometimes hear. So this, we've got like a band basically of an organ. Of an accordion, a guitar, traditional instruments, typical orchestra instruments, a little bit of a drum set in here. Perpetual muse of chanson et rondeau. Yeah, so she's just perpetual muse of songs and dance and rondos. Endless solo of solitude. Interesting. Okay, I really love this bouncing quality here. It's very pleasant without being too overly bright. But then we get Charlotte, which is super lovely and like warm. Yeah, and I think very playful, very gentle, very funny, very like ooh hoo hoo ee hee, that kind of music, which is obviously apparent for Farina.
The show begins!
It's a bit like a 1920s jazzy sort of.
Shower me with praise! Let my name echo in song! What's the news?
That's such a buoyantly lovely melody. That really, I think, highlights Charlotte's playful nature and and her love of life and the zest of life and the zest for the discovery and taking pictures and being a good journalist. And there's a real enthusiasm in here, which is really, I think, different than Farina's music, which is much more, a little bit more, not mischievous, but certainly a bit more playful. This is much more like, yeah, I love life, you know?
Say cheese! Breaking news! I know you're not a local, but I'd avoid getting too close to any water that looks strange all the same. There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean.
The prophecy. Yes. What has been prophesized will be fulfilled.
I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning
Do
of
not resist.
justice!
This judgment is fair
people.
and just.
What is the meaning you would call
You have
this?
never been as
Justice?
superficial as you have presented yourself to be.
No more excuses!
Why should we acknowledge?
Wow, gorgeous male chorus here. As we know of male choruses in video game music, male choruses tend to be really strongly dominated with this idea of power, with this idea of danger, with this idea of death, with this idea of destruction, with this idea of horror elements as well. Sopranos tend to be more celestial. This is something I talk about a lot. Celestial sound, playful sounds, younger sounds. In the case of this men's chorus, you feel that there's a doubling in there in the tenors and the basses. That is representing sort of this, this primordial sea. This is representing the beginning of the end of Fontaine in some ways.
Fusolo, why did you deceive us?
Applaud and rejoice!
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
The trial of the Hydro Archon!
Seem to remember
the floor will now
This
begin!
trial is-
Wow, that's really gorgeous. So we're getting the Fontaine melody. That's really interesting. And I think that the way that it stops right here is so effective because we have that doubling in there as well then with the sopranos and the altos coming in and aiding in the added emphasis of stress that we lean into with the tenors and the basses, and that's really satisfying.
I now understand the true purpose behind this position. You are a devious one, Fusalo.
Everyone's dead. Papa, what should I do?
Is that the boss theme?
Prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing. I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you. All will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial. Farewell, Nervalette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
First of all, I got chills. That piano is so incredibly powerful there, but also, is Nouvelette dead? Ooh. So nice when it ends on that chord like that. Really unknown. We don't know what's coming. All right. Okay. That's intense. Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Oh, I can't wait to hear this boss theme. Anyway, that's your reaction. I'll see you soon, and thanks a ton, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.